Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. God led you here on purpose. There's something deep happening in your life right now. And your spirit has been feeling the tension, not because you're failing, but because you're outgrowing your current space. You're becoming too big for what used to contain you. You're being prepared for more. And heaven is now shifting you into land that matches your spirit. This isn't just a physical move, it's a spiritual relocation. It's a divine alignment between who you've become and where you're meant to be. God is not just taking you to a better place, He's moving you to a place that reflects the anointing, the wisdom, the fire, and the destiny inside of you. Let's break this down in 7 prophetic chapters so you can fully understand what's happening and why you're feeling the pull to shift. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Because this message isn't just content, it's a divine alignment. It's a confirmation that God is moving you, shifting you into the land that was created to match your mantle, your maturity, and your mission. If your spirit resonates with this shift, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random. It's a prophetic signal that you're ready to leave what no longer fits, ready to walk into what your spirit has already outgrown, ready to receive the land that recognizes your oil. Not everyone will make it to the end of this message, because not everyone is truly being moved in this season. But if you stay, you'll begin to see with new eyes, you'll gain clarity, unlock divine instructions, and activate the boldness to step into what's already yours. This isn't a video you just watch. It's a spiritual announcement, one that unfolds layer by layer. Rewatch it as your soul leads, because every time you do, you'll catch something deeper, something heavier, something perfectly timed for where God is taking you. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Your old land can't hold your new spirit. Chosen one, let this truth settle deep in your soul. What you're feeling right now, the discomfort, the disconnection, the uneasiness, is not failure. It's not confusion. It's confirmation that you've outgrown the place you've been in. This is the friction between your former self and your future self. You're standing in a space that once felt like home, but now it feels small, shallow, even strange. Why? Because your spirit has expanded. Because the you that God has been molding in secret is no longer compatible with the environment that once held you comfortably. There was a time when your environment matched your level. It fit your voice, your vision, your level of faith. But that season is over. You've evolved. You've been through a refining process that cost you relationships, comfort, and even your sense of control. You've fasted in silence. You've cried in isolation. You've obeyed without applause. And now, what once served you now suffocates you. That tightness you feel is not rebellion. It's revelation. God is revealing to you that this current land is no longer your home. It was a place of development, but it cannot be the place of your deployment. Sometimes God will allow the soil to go dry, not because you're cursed, but because He's calling you out of the routine, out of the crowd, out of the safe zone, because you can't stretch into a new dimension if you stay in a familiar environment. Discomfort is heaven's way of letting you know you've graduated. You can't stay in Egypt when your spirit has glimpsed Canaan. You can't keep circling wilderness patterns when God is calling you to take dominion. And you cannot dwell in a small tent when your mantle was designed to build kingdom infrastructure. The place you're trying to remain in, emotionally, spiritually, even physically, is not rejecting you. It's releasing you because your anointing has outgrown the space. And if you try to stay, you'll start to shrink your vision just to stay comfortable. But that's not who you are anymore. You were made for more, not more fame, not more clout, but more impact, more authority, more legacy. God is calling you out of the familiar, not to punish you, but to position you. He's calling you out of shallow waters so you can dive into the depths of your destiny. He's calling you out of average so you can rise into anointing. He's calling you out of surviving into strategic ruling. So don't resist the discomfort. Don't try to go back to where it felt safe. Don't mourn what God is removing. He's making room for where He's taking you. Your old land can't hold your new spirit. It doesn't recognize your fire anymore. It doesn't carry the nourishment your next level requires. It's not a curse, it's confirmation. And it's time to move. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The wilderness taught you survival. The old land tested your faith. But the new land, it's where you will flourish and build. It's where your spirit will breathe freely. It's where your legacy begins. Let go of the tent. Your temple is waiting. Chapter 2. The move isn't about location. It's about alignment. Chosen one, listen closely. This move isn't just about changing scenery. It's not just about a new city, a new house, or a new opportunity. It's not about geography. It's about divine geometry. The alignment of your spirit, your gifts, and your assignment with God's ordained environment for your next season. This is a spiritual repositioning, a divine recalibration. Heaven is moving you not because where you are is evil, but because where you are can no longer contain what's in you. You've carried heavy revelation, things that others would have crumbled under. You bore in silence. You've received downloads from God that couldn't even be shared because the room you were in lacked the spiritual language to comprehend it. You've moved with silent obedience, trusted without applause, and endured dishonor without retaliation. But hear this, that season is closing. God is now aligning you with environments that match your maturity, people who can discern your purpose, and atmospheres that won't just tolerate your anointing. They'll pull on it. This next move isn't about convenience. It's about congruence, where your gifting, your growth, and your grace finally flow in harmony, where your spirit isn't battling the atmosphere just to breathe, where your vision won't be minimized, where you won't have to defend your mantle, where your oil will no longer be wasted. It'll be recognized, received, and multiplied. You've been trying to force things open in a land that doesn't have the spiritual infrastructure to sustain you. But now God says, I'm taking you to a place where you won't have to force what I've already favored. The land He's moving you to will respond to your anointing. Things that felt hard before will flow with ease, not because it's easier, but because it's in alignment. Favor flows where alignment is present. You'll no longer have to explain yourself to be seen. You'll no longer have to tone down your truth to stay invited. You'll no longer have to choose between loyalty and destiny. The land He's sending you to is built for your presence, just as much as you've been built for its purpose. You're not just moving into a new space. You're being planted. Planted where your roots can go deep. Planted where your fruit can grow without interruption, planted where your legacy can stretch generations. This is about spiritual sustainability, not momentary excitement. God is not elevating you for exposure. He's relocating you for impact. The environment matters. So, He's placing you in a territory where your faith will flourish, your mind will be clear, your spirit will remain charged, and your assignments will be activated. This isn't about running from anything. It's about running into everything God prepared. It's about divine convergence, where your inner world and outer world finally mirror the same truth. You are chosen, and now you're aligned. So prepare yourself. This next move won't be based on logic. It will be based on discernment. It may not make sense to others, but it will make perfect sense to heaven. You're not just being relocated, you're being repositioned. And when God moves you like this, it's never just about place, it's always about purpose. Chapter 3. The land has been prepared for your spiritual DNA. Chosen one, long before you ever prayed for it. God already prepared the land. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, He didn't just design you. He designed the territory that would one day align perfectly with the anointing He placed inside you. This move is not sudden. This season is not accidental. It's prophetic fulfillment, just like Canaan was prepared for Israel. Vineyards they didn't plant, wells they didn't dig, houses they didn't build. God has already gone before you. Heaven has gone ahead of your steps to design a space that is not only prosperous, but purposeful. You are not entering a place just to survive. You are entering a place where you will thrive, lead, and build. This land is already flowing with resources that recognize your responsibility, flowing with divine connections that honor your assignment, flowing with strategic opportunities that won't require compromise. This is not a coincidence. It's a divine configuration, tailor-made for your unique spiritual DNA. Everything about this new land, its atmosphere, its people, its timing, is wired to respond to your obedience. You won't have to force things to happen here. You won't have to shrink to be accepted. You won't have to explain your fire or dilute your faith, because this land doesn't resist your spirit. It resonates with it. This is why previous seasons felt so tight, why you were misunderstood, why no matter how much effort you gave, the doors didn't open, because you weren't meant to stay in places that couldn't host the weight of what you carry. That confusion you walked through, that frustration in environments that didn't seem to respond to your vision, that constant feeling of being too much or not enough, that wasn't your fault. It was simply a sign you hadn't reached your land yet. Other places couldn't hold you because they weren't built for you. They weren't built to handle your capacity. They weren't built to activate your gifts. They weren't built to unlock your inheritance. But this new land, this one has your spiritual signature already written in its soil. This land was not waiting for a crowd, it was waiting for you. You are not walking into randomness, you are walking into preparation. You are not stumbling into a blessing, you are stepping into what heaven ordained before time began. This land didn't show up suddenly. It's been maturing in the spirit, just like you have. And now the timing has aligned, the door has opened, the way has been cleared, the old season has expired, and God is saying, go forward, your land is ready, so walk boldly. Don't second-guess your right to be there. Don't carry the baggage of rejection from past places into this new one. This is the land that will respond to your yes. This is the land that has been waiting not for just anyone, but for you specifically. Your presence will activate it. Your prayers will water it. Your purpose will multiply in it. This is your confirmation. The land is prepared. The promise is alive. And the time is now. Chapter 4. The people in the land are waiting for you. Chosen one, understand this. You are not just being moved into a new space. You are being positioned in divine timing for divine connection. This isn't an isolated move. It's not just for your personal breakthrough. It's about alignment with people who have been waiting for what you carry. You're not entering a land that's empty. You're entering a land that's pregnant with purpose. And the moment your feet touch it, destinies will begin to awaken. There are relationships, partnerships, and assignments in that land that have been in waiting for your story, your obedience, your sound, your oil. There are people assigned to your voice, people who have been praying for answers, not knowing that you are part of the answer. Souls who've been wandering in darkness, but your presence will trigger their awakening. Voices that have been silent, but your boldness will release theirs. Dreamers who lost hope, but your movement will reignite their faith. You don't need to be loud to be seen. You don't need to strive to be received. In this new land, your authenticity will be honored, not overlooked. Your obedience will be more than enough because God is orchestrating the connections. You will be divinely recognized, not because you tried to fit in, but because you dared to show up. In the old land, your greatness was misunderstood. Your fire was too much. Your ideas were too deep. Your presence made some uncomfortable, not because you were wrong, but because you were misplaced. They couldn't see you because they weren't assigned to grow with you. You were soil in their desert, light in their blindness, vision in their routine. But in this new land, your presence will activate others. Your process will make sense. Your vision will resonate. Your spiritual maturity will find mutual elevation. You won't have to apologize for your fire. It will ignite a movement. This land isn't about popularity. It's about divine purpose. You're not stepping into a stage. You're stepping into a kingdom ecosystem, carefully arranged by God to expand your impact, multiply your anointing, and deepen your legacy. In this land, your creativity will find collaboration. Your prophetic edge will find protection. Your spiritual hunger will find community. Your leadership will find structure. Your anointing will find expression. And your heart will find rest. Not because the people are perfect, but because they are positioned. These people won't compete with you. They will complete assignments with you. They won't question your presence. They will confirm it. They won't drain you. They will refresh you. These are covenant connections, God-breathed alignments, strategic relationships meant to carry weight and destiny. You've carried heavy things in silence, but now God is bringing you into a place where your load will be lightened. Not because it's smaller, but because it's being shared. So don't be surprised when the right people start appearing. When new doors open, not just to opportunities, but to divine connections. When conversations confirm what you've been carrying quietly. This is the fruit of spiritual relocation. The right people in the right place at the right time. God is not just placing you in a new environment. He is plugging you into a divine network, where your obedience will echo through others, where your presence becomes a catalyst for change, where your impact becomes exponential. This land wasn't just made for you, it's waiting for you, and so are the people in it. Chapter 5. The battle before the move is spiritual. Chosen one, let this be clear. Every divine relocation is preceded by spiritual resistance. Before God shifts you into new land, new authority, new relationships, hell will launch its last attack to try and keep you where you no longer belong. This is not just emotional fatigue. It's not random confusion. It's not coincidence that things suddenly feel harder, heavier, more chaotic. This is a targeted attack designed to keep you from crossing over. Before every promised land, there is a Jordan to cross. Before every elevation, there is a shaking. Before every breakthrough, there is a battle. You may begin to notice strange warfare, dreams that feel off, people around you shifting, delays that don't make sense, emotional heaviness that appears out of nowhere, and battles with doubt, fear, and even your own identity. Why? Because the enemy senses what's on the other side of your obedience. He knows you're standing on the edge of your next level. He smells the oil on your life. He hears the movement in the spirit realm. He sees the heavenly dispatch of angels preparing the way. And the enemy's job is to do everything he can to distract you before you discover just how close you really are. This is why warfare increases before divine alignment. This is why the confusion hits hardest before clarity. This is why old fears and insecurities rise up, because the enemy can't stop the move, but he hopes he can delay your response to it. But here's what you must remember. This battle is not punishment. It's proof. Proof that the land is real. Proof that the shift is happening. Proof that what you prayed for is now coming into view. You're not under attack because you're weak. You're under attack because you're dangerous to darkness. What you're feeling right now is not madness. It's not that you've lost your way. You're not broken. You're not being left behind. You're in divine transition, and transitions always feel messy before they manifest glory. Like a baby being born, the pressure intensifies before the arrival. Like a seed pushing through the soil, the darkness comes before the emergence. Like Israel leaving Egypt, Pharaoh always sends chariots when your feet are touching the Red Sea. This is the final stretch. And yes, it's intense. Yes, it feels uncertain. Yes, it feels like everything is shifting under your feet. But that's because you're stepping into new ground, and the old structures can't follow you. The spiritual battle you're facing right now is not a sign to stop. It's your confirmation to keep going. It means the instruction you received was accurate. It means the vision you've been holding is valid. It means the land. It is not a fantasy. It's your inheritance. God isn't testing you to crush you. He's stretching you to prepare you. You cannot carry the weight of new territory with an old mindset. So he's allowing this pressure to break what can't come with you. You are not being broken down. You're being fortified. You're not being delayed. You're being equipped. You're not being rejected. You're being redirected to purpose. So hold on, chosen one. Don't mislabel the warfare as failure. Chapter 6. This land will match your fire, your favor, and your future. Chosen one, you've carried a fire that most people never understood. You've burned with vision in places that were spiritually cold. You've carried favor that was hidden, buried beneath layers of silence, obedience, and warfare. And yet, through all of it, you remained faithful. You kept showing up. You kept praying when no one saw. You kept building even when nothing was moving. You kept stewarding the dream even when you were surrounded by doubt, dryness, and delay. But now, God is doing something strategic. He's not just moving you to a new place. He's placing you in a land that has the capacity to contain what He's placed inside of you. This land won't just make space for your fire. It will fuel it. It won't just acknowledge your favor. It will respond to it. It won't just witness your future. It will become the ground where that future manifests. You are stepping into a land that was designed with your calling in mind. This land will not frustrate your anointing. It will stretch and strengthen it. This land will not dishonor your mantle. It will honor and make room for it. This land will not silence your voice. It will amplify it to the ears that were always meant to hear it. In this new land, you will no longer feel like you're too much. You will no longer feel like you have to dim your light to be accepted. You will no longer shrink to survive. Here, your spiritual weight will be recognized, not resented. Your leadership will be welcomed, not questioned. Your dreams will finally have the space to unfold. This land will match your capacity. It will hold the fire you carry without breaking. It will sustain the glory you're called to release. It will be the environment where both vision and vessel grow together. In this new place, you will find rest without regret. Not the kind of rest that comes from hiding, but the kind that flows from disbelonging. The kind of rest that says, "This is what I was made for." You will also find resources without striving, provision that comes from alignment. God is sending you help that recognizes the weight of your work. Open doors that don't require bending your standards. Support that doesn't come with strings attached. And you'll find room without resistance, space to grow, space to speak, space to build, space to evolve into everything God said you would be. Let this be clear. God is not moving you to impress others. He's not moving you to make a point. He's not moving you for likes, status, or applause. He's moving you because this next chapter must be fulfilled, because what prophecy must come to pass. This is not a random relocation. This is a prophetic fulfillment. This is the moment when the inner you and the outer environment finally align. No more pretending, no more shrinking, no more trying to plant kingdom seeds in cursed soil. This new land is holy, it's fertile, it's prepared, and it's perfectly matched to the version of you that God has refined through fire. In this land, you will finally exhale, your gifts will breathe, your spirit will expand, and your purpose will be planted in ground that's been waiting for your footsteps. The place is ready, and more importantly, so are you. Chapter 7. Walk into it, because it's already yours.